Sonny Leshy, good morning. I can spot you over there. I was directed by my spirit to recite some prayers of conjuration, if you know exactly what I mean today. It's not just an ordinary prayer, but the contents of the powerful word and the invocation that will be engaged, that I am going to send into the air, that will go up, and it will definitely go up like a flame of fire. See, the universe was created with sound. In other words, words. And the only means of communications with our Maker is through sound, word. What I intend to do is to conjure the thrones of angels high in heaven, because I want to provoke them. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I and everyone that is on board this platform, this particular holy hour, we are your servant, because you are God. With desire, we call upon thee, we conjure thee by all the holy angels and the archangels, by the holy Michael, the holy Gabriel, the holy Raphael, the holy Uriel, thrones, principal dominations, virtues, cherubim and seraphim, and with uneasing voice, everybody in this platform cry, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Sabaoth. And by the most terrible words, Sohab, Soother, Emmanuel, Hichdon, Amathon, Mathi, Adoniah, El, Eli, Eloi, Zohag, Dihus, Anath, Thafa, Juhab, Tetragrammaton, Agli, Joshua, Jonas, Calphi, Calphas. I conjure thee to appear before us, I, Frank Oluseyi Olusegun Olufela Bello, in a mild and human form, and do what myself and everyone present in this platform desire you to do. This I conjure thee in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Thank you all, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's send it up again. Yes, you're welcome to my show. Thank you. Thank you all. How wonderful is your name. oh Lord. Sample success. Thank you. Excellent is your name. How excellent is your name. Yes, guys, good morning. Yes. What we want to talk about today the angels are before us. We want to talk about COVID-19, and COVID-19 has exposed Nigeria. Oh yes. Oh yes. I'll be tilting the camera because I've got some slides to show you, so that you can actually look at some of those slides on the other side. Wow, strange. Dr. Chris Imafidon, you're welcome to the show. Oh yes. I can feel the shock. I don't know if you guys are feeling the shock, but I'm feeling the shock coming straight through into the crown of my head. Thank you, Lord. Gbé wa lọ sí ibi gíga. COVID-19 exposes Nigeria. That's what we want to talk about. Thank you, guys. Yes, Bamdele Michael Akorede Val Ojo. Jocelyn Noah said she'll be right back. You'll meet us. Val Ojo, good morning. Yes, let's send it up. Let the angels consume it. I'm still feeling it. Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much, Lord Jesus. Oh yes. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. You're all welcome to my show, guys. Yes, thank you. I am down now. I'm down. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome to another great show. Yes, I'm yours and truly Frank Billow. I am back. Today is Sunday, the 29th day of the third month of the twin year 2020. Um, the time in London is exactly 10:58 by the console in my computer. Just approaching 11 o'clock. Apparently the time is gone, yeah, 11 o'clock. So that is actually correct. I'm working from, I think the clock goes forward, so that is correct. Before we go into, good morning, Ayo Ndimu. That very short prayer was a prayer to invoke, to open up the third seal of mystery. It's a very powerful prayer. You use that when you want to open, when you want to tap into the heavenly realms. Samko success, no worries. Okay, guys, let's let me quickly run you through some of what the papers are saying in Nigeria before we go into the real show of hashtag COVID-19 exposes Nigeria. We all know that your Kaduna State Governor, the shot devil, is COVID-19 positive. I'm not going to go into all those details because, to be honest with you, each and every one of them, they will all die. And I'll tell you exactly the message I sent back. You see, I sit down on my own and they still continue to torment me. See, I got a message this morning and I'll show you the message on my WhatsApp and the reply I gave to that person, big person, all about Kaduna Mafia. Okay, let's start with the nation. Lagos Ministry, that is Lagos Ministry, SUBEB to air lessons for pupils on radio TV. COVID-19 kill millions in Africa without immediate actions. COVID-19 could kill millions in Africa without immediate actions, says United Nations chief. Why? You will see. See, when subsequently COVID-19 made its way into Nigeria, not many people are aware of the dangers ahead in that country until I started analyzing and then putting them through what will happen. Nobody ever thought about the slum and all the dirty areas of Lagos. You will see things yourself to tell you how bad things and how innocent lives will be lost in the process. COVID-19 due to bad governance, negligence, corruption, nepotism, and embezzlement. I enjoyed Mayegun's show today. Wallahi talai. I enjoyed it. Superb. Now, they know that at least, I know for a fact that at least 3 of us in England right now are hot on their list in that contraption called Nigeria. Myself, Mayegun, and at the same time, Ayogundimu. If they can, if it is possible for them to kill us here, they will, but they can't. But I assured them to liberate Nigeria, that country, from their rot. It will come from the diaspora, not from inside. Coronavirus, COVID-19 could kill millions in Africa without immediate actions, says UN chief. It is too late because there are no infrastructures. Coronavirus, Nigerian leaders and lockdown. They're locking down Nigeria. All those ruthless vagabonds. What exactly are they doing? That's number one. Number two, the people that are on lockdown, what have they done in the last elections that put them into this current dilemma? See, sometimes had those electorate now complaining of the same rubbish bad leaders that they have today, had they taken that opportunity since 1999 to do the right thing, to say to those politicians, no, we don't want your money, tell us exactly what you want to do for us in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of infrastructures, in terms of employment. They never addressed those issues. They, in 1999, when the country transited from the military regime to a civilian, democratically elected environment, they never addressed the future in 20 years, and they continue to collect dough money, gyro money, money that can never sustain them for a week. They come, they give them 500 naira, 1,000 naira for 4 years. They never knew coronavirus will come in 2020 to equally eat them up. They live in the slum. They go visit them once every 4 years in the slum. They give them peanuts, crumbs, handout that can only last them for just 1 minute. But they never thought of today. See? You see how it works both ways. Now they are on lockdown. I will play you the tape and then we will analyze. Do they really envisage to look into the future? Were they really planning their future and the future of their own children? 1999 to 2019, 20 years. Guys, 20 good, solid years. Were they thinking about 2020? The children that were born 1999 are 21 now. Technically, those children right now should have started to take over the country had they taken the right decisions in 1999. But they never saw coronavirus in 2020. But we saw the problems then. But we that saw the problems and were educating them, campaigning, telling them, use your thumb to your advantage. We that were civilized, trying to tell them their rights from their wrongs. We were the idiots of yesterday. Now, we are the what? The angels of today, the saviors of today. We tried to save them. Molly IB, yes, good afternoon to you. Nigerian leaders and lockdown. They never saw today will happen, that lockdown is going to come. Infections, COVID-19 infections globally is currently 600,000 globally, and it is still going up. That is that record as at that breaking point. Now, Lagos under Sanwo-Olu, they shut down the Marine Bridge. They've made a U-turn now to open the same Marine Bridge they shut down. They're shutting down markets. Market women are already complaining. You will see everything as I turn that camera around. Now, Imo State bans religious gatherings and public gatherings. How that will work in a country like Nigeria, it's mystery. Ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly announce the arrival of someone that you guys know very well, the CEO of Ben Television, my good friend Alistair Shoyode, is watching the show. He's in the house. I can see him. He's watching the show right now. Okay, they said, don't panic. Dr. Olukoya is now cancelling Nigerians. Now there is also the federal government stimulus package, and NECA is now claiming it is not enough. Again, do they manage to see today? I'm glad the CEO of Ben Television, Alistair Shoyode, is watching the show, and before the advent of live stream and social media, maybe right now, Alistair will be calling each and every one of us who are outspoken to come over to Ben Television, and we sort things out. Before this came, this was how we used to do it. And everyone knows. Do you know what they usually call me? They call me the devil's advocate. Because I'll spit the truth. I spit fire. I don't keep it down on Ben Television. Look, if it is possible for them to even kill me on Ben TV, they probably must have done so. And Alistair knows how to provoke me. Likewise, Lizzie Azu's husband, Godson Azu, those two, they know what to say to provoke me so that I'll spit fire. So the stimulus package, not enough. Enugu, they've shut their borders. And they've shut down their markets. This one is very interesting, and this will interest you guys. This one is very interesting in some of the headlines. The throne Emir of Kano is now calling for fasting and prayers for Nigeria. Who is going to fast? Who is going to fast? Fast for COVID-19? For who? For the leaders or for Nigeria? I don't know what they mean. Emir of Kano calls for fasting and prayers? Wow. Hang on. Are they stupid, or are they mentally disturbed for calling for a fasting and prayers because COVID-19 is about to eat them all up raw? So the common man should now fast for the rich man who made the lives of those poor people miserable by not building infrastructures, health, education for them, and now they're not asking them to fast and pray. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how it is going to work. Okay. COVID-19 APGA. This is in the Vanguard. COVID-19, APGA shuts down offices nationwide, pledges support for ending pandemic. That's a very good punchy headline. COVID-19, FCTA, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, stops church program, wedding reception. That's another very good one. Lagos pipeline leakage, NNPC shut down supply, deploys excavators to Musini. 13 injured, 7 houses damaged as explosion rocks Akure. We know about that. Commissioner of Police directs officers to enforce shutdown of markets, borders in Enugu. That's clever. Dangerous love of the woman. We're not going to go into that. COVID-19 save Nigerians from the Spanish, Italian, Chinese experiences. This one is extremely... I want you to listen to this. El Rufai's wife, Nasiru El Rufai's wife, and his son are now asking Nigerians to pray for Nasiru El Rufai now that he's COVID-19 positive. You see how God works in mysterious circumstances. Can you see that? How the omnipotent, omniscience, the Alpha, Omega, beginning, the end, the one and only. He's the first, he's the last, the greatest architect, the mathematician, the designer. Do you see how he works in mysterious circumstances? And how the likes of Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, all the 4 archangels holding the 4 pillars of the world, how they continue to look down onto man to tell man how stupid man is to the Lord of hosts, to Tetragrammaton Sabaoth. These guys don't know what is coming for them. They don't know. They don't know what is coming. He's been kind. He's given man the long rope to change his ways, to help the needy. He gave man everything that man needed on the surface of the planet to help one another. He created this particular space for us to live in perfect harmony. But man is greedy. So, Nasiru El Rufai's wife and his son can now ask Nigerians to pray for Nasiru El Rufai because he's got COVID-19. Oh Lord, Father Lord, with unceasing voice, Nigerians cry unto thee, holy, holy, holy. You are the Lord God of hosts, Sabaoth, and by the most terrible words, I invoke you at this sweet incense hour. Sohab, Soda, Emmanuel, Hitchdon, Amaphon, Matthew, Adonai, Il, Eli, Eloi, Zohag, Dihus, Anath, Tafa, Yohab, Tetragrammaton, Agla, Joshua, Jonas, Calphi, Calphas. I, Frank Olufela Oluseyi Olusegun Alani, stand before thee. I command you and I conjure you to appear in human form and do what I and everyone here in this platform desire you to do. Let COVID-19 that's been sent to the earth kill all Nigerian leaders. Fiat, fiat, fiat. They've got the audacity to tell Nigerians that they subjected, they humiliated, they destroyed, they ripped off their dignity, ripped off their education, their health, and everything that God said each and every human being should be entitled to. Confiscated everything into their own selfish need, and they think they will get away. They won't get away. They will all die with those invocations. They will not survive. We will use them as sacrificial lamb for Nigerians. That time has come, and when I mean them. Nasru El-Rufai's wife asking Nigerians and his son to pray. COVID-19 will kill all of them. I won't pray for them. My prayers, tell you what, my prayers are with those vulnerable Nigerians who live in the slum, that the same nasty, ruthless, hopeless vagabonds who maroon themselves as politicians and leaders subjected those innocent souls to. Guys, if you are not comfortable in my platform, this is my platform, this is my show. As you come in, check yourself out. You are not welcome. If it is 10 people that are only able to grasp and take in the truth and nothing but the truth, that is how God wants it to be. I'm not interested in how many numbers of people are watching the show. No. It is the number of people that will hear it, will take it, and then spread the word, the message, the ministrations onto others. Not the millions. Where truth is spoken, you hardly see crowd. But where lies is told, that is where you see them. So I'm not expecting anyone who is not comfortable to be here. If you listen to Mayegun earlier on, see, Omagege say he's telling Nigerians Tinubu still has a lot to offer Nigeria. You see? You see that one too? Mark him down. Omagege. What has Tinubu got to offer Nigeria? That's if Nigeria survive. That's if there is one Nigeria, because you don't know what's going to happen to Nigeria tomorrow. Everyone can wake up tomorrow and there may be no Nigeria. I'll take some of the most important ones in this day. This day came up and they said falling oil prices. The oil prices has gone down and it's going to go down. Oil is falling. What the greed by the Nigerian leaders, the greed by your legislators, they've just distributed brand new cars to themselves, 4x4 wheels, that ran into several billions of naira. I don't know the exact figure at the top of my head, but all your legislators, but they cannot afford to give Nigerians a good, decent money for locking them down. This time, I don't even care whether those that actually helped them, such as those Tatrata people from Kogi State. See, I don't know. Yeah, they ought to pay them because they are equally Nigerians. Those Tatrata people, can you see now? They were not looking at the Tatrata they were shouting last year for Yaya Bello. That today, in 2020, COVID-19 will chop them all up. They were saying Tatrata. Let them Tatrata COVID-19 now. Let them go and COVID Tatrata 19 now. Yaya Bello ruled them for 4 years. What has Yaya Bello done? Where is the health centers, the world-class hospital, the education Yaya Bello provided their children with their Tatrata, and they were all running after Tatrata that if they don't vote Yaya Bello, they will kill all of them. Tatrata means gone. But the same Yaya Bello, look, let's break it down. I'll tell you the gospel truth. The same Yaya Bello, shagging Aisha Buhari. They're sleeping with themselves. Yaya Bello gave Aisha Buhari $600,000 US dollars. Before I used to be decent. Now I'm not decent anymore because of COVID-19. You think Muhammadu Buhari is sleeping with her? What goes up there? Let me spit it out. Come on. Yaya Bello gave Aisha Buhari $600,000 and they're shagging themselves. That's $600,000. Imagine what that will do. That can build some superb schools or a formidable health center, even if it is a maternity, world-class maternity center. Don't forget about maternity center or health center. That's why when I look at people that's why I cry, because they don't know. You think I don't know who they claim Muhammadu Buhari is sleeping with? Let's keep that. I said I'm not interested in their private life. That is their private life. Let me concentrate more on their public conduct. Of course, the Punch. The PDP said they should blame Muhammadu Buhari's government for coronavirus spread. I don't know about that. New minimum wage. Gombe suspends payment until economy recovers. So Gombe State, they are unable to pay minimum wage. You see that? They are not even unable to pay the minimum wage because of coronavirus. So they suspended payment. And they've locked down. So how will those people survive? They're not giving them money. And they've suspended their payment. And you think COVID-19 is not going to kill such people? It is not easy, guys. See, I know who is sleeping with who, even in Aso Rock. I know who sleeps with who. Like I said, that's not my problem. It's their private life. I'm not interested in their private life. I'm only interested in their public conduct and the way they conduct themselves. Accountability. I hate to discuss people's private life. But circumstances warranted me saying that. It's terrible. I'm going to tilt the camera. Charles Assad, I'm seeing that name for the first time. You're probably one of my newcomers on this show. It's hot in here. It's not easy. It's very, very hot. Jocelyn Noah. I think it's going to get to that stage. Sonia Dokbalo, you check your network from your end, not from my end. Yeah, but most people, Cordelia Eze, most people don't know the connections between. Now you are beginning to link the dots and you see how close they are. Plus, the fact that Yaya Bello has got 3 wives already. He's got 3 wives, but still shagging Aisha. He's got 3 wives. And he's still shagging concubines. And Aisha is not the only one. There are many other girls out there that Yaya Bello shot. They are not humans. Olaomola said Aisha, she's a money monger. I don't know about that. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I made mistakes for exposing this truth to you guys live, but it's no mistakes. Something warranted it. Dridri said, you knew those politicians sleeps with themselves and each other's wives. Yes. Yeah, they do. A lot of them do. You're right. But some of them, there are some very clean ones amongst them. And those clean ones amongst them, the moment they know they cannot join their caucus, if they are in power, they will allow them to run their term, and after that term, they won't allow them to go the second term, i.e. Akinwumi Ambode. Any person you see run who is in office for one term and he was unable to clinch the second term, it's because he refused to join their fraternity. It's a fraternity. Okay, let me get this prepared and let's go into this next one. Breaking news, Fayemi shuts down Ekiti over coronavirus. Breaking. Fayemi shuts down Ekiti over coronavirus. It's just breaking. I'm seeing that there now, guys. Okay, so let me prepare this and let me take you through the very first clip. I want to take you through it here. I think it is somewhere here. Let me see, whereabout are you? Okay, let's see. I think it is right at the top here. Let me see it. Okay, let me do it this way. I've got that here. Start messages. Okay, it is the third one. Okay, I think it is the third one. Can it be the third one? Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think it is the 7 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is the first one I'm going to show you guys. Okay, let me download it. Okay. I want you to listen to this, guys. Now, for the benefit of my viewers, this particular tape is in Yoruba, and this was a street interview that was conducted on Orotonlo in Yoruba language. Orotonlo means Oro in Yoruba is word. Tonlo means the word that is going round. So you're watching at the word that is going round on the streets of Lagos. It was actually shot in Lagos. But this is in Yoruba, and I will try as much as possible to interpret the contents of what the people are saying to all my Igbo and others who don't understand or speak Yoruba fluently. And trust me, I will translate that to the very, very possible. I'll try my best. Now, let's start all over again, and I'll just be pausing as we go. Yeah. Now, that particular woman, she is saying that a lot of people are unable to eat because if they don't get to the market, they cannot survive. So for them, going into the market to look for their daily bread is how they survive on a daily basis. And now that the government wants to lock down the whole place, what are they going to eat? That's exactly what this person is saying. Now let's move on. Now here, they are saying that before the government should lock down the whole country, that they should have made alternative provisions on how they will survive and how they will eat. So survival is key at this point. So let's carry on.
60, 65 láìsàn yìí ló máa ń sábà ṣe. President Buhari ló máa fún wa ní 8,500 lóṣooṣù orí bọ̀.
Now, I want you to take note of this guy because I'm going to tilt the camera around me again, because this guy was saying that the president, Muhammadu Buhari, promised, you remember, yes, Muhammadu Buhari promised the youths as at that time in 2015 that should he win, let me tilt the camera. Yeah, he promised the Nigerian youth, if you lot remember, in 2015 that he will pay them equivalent of unemployment benefit, or gyro, if I may put it that way, for them that are not employed. Now, the benefit of that basically was to take a lot of people out of, a lot of those youths out of poverty. And you remember Bola Ahmed Tinubu kept on emphasizing on the fact that Muhammadu Buhari will pay them the unemployment benefit and that they should vote him to power. So that happens to be exactly what that young man was saying, that Buhari promised them, was it 8,500 or something like that, maybe every month if they don't have any job as unemployment benefit. See, I have a problem with such youths in Nigeria. Now, the problem I have, I don't mean to be stupid or to be selfish this time. Okay, in 2015, you were Scooby-Dooed. In other words, you were misled. They promised you they'll do this for you. And in that 4 years that they ruled you, that promise was not fulfilled. The same youths, they came back to them 4 years after, when that one was running out. These same youths are the ones that will carry guns on their behalf and will kill and maim the opposition. Perhaps it is not necessary, it's necessarily not that particular person, but having studied the political violence in Nigeria over the years, I tell you, they are the ones, those ruthless vagabonds who maroon themselves as politicians, used to unleash mayhem on innocent people who want to cast a genuine vote, to vote the right man with conscience into power. And people like Bola Tinubu will use such people to truncate that movement. Promise them, not fulfilling, but then they assisted Bola Ahmed Tinubu to carry guns and then kill opponents. Abel Kalu, thank you. Abel Kalu, you're just tuning in into my show. I have been speaking this truth all the way from 1997. 1997, when I made my debut into the publishing scene. I refused to join the bandwagon of those that will collect money to enrich themselves as journalists and then publish the pictures of their houses for people to see and then begin to think that, oh, if they get into power because Sani Abacha has got that house, Okoya Thomas has got that house, Erelu Fernandez Dosumuelegbede has got that house, Aliko Dangote has got that house, so and as such, I must steal and get the same house, if not a better one than them. That is the problem of that God-forsaken country that you lot call Nigeria. Fraud. That is the problem. Truth has to be told. That youth, this one, is one, they are part and parcel of the problem. Look at. You see, he did make mention of voters card, ID card, voters card, this, that. Now you can tell that he's one of those people that they've used to unleash mayhem. What has the lockdown got to do with voters card, with elections? He's one of them. He never thought that today, with COVID-19, is coming to haunt him the way they've used them for electoral violence in the country. They never thought it will come. But it is here for real. And it is going to eat a lot of people. I'm not too sure whether he is an innocent guy, but I tell you what, he's probably one of those that live in the slum too. That the politicians use for their selfish gain, to hold on to power, to suppress people who want to deliver good governance. Nobody's asking him about the elections, but COVID-19 is now exposing all of them. That's why I said I feel sorry for the innocent ones that really wanted change in that country, but that change never came to them because a lot of people are too hungry. And that's why, listen, let me turn the camera around so that you guys can see my face. That is why I will continue to hammer in for people to hear it loud and clear each and every time I come live on my platform. I will remind you that people like the former governor in northern Nigeria, Sule Lamido, quoted, and I'm quoting him word for word when I made a show live on Facebook about hashtag revolution is inevitable in Nigeria. This was 3 years ago. 3 years ago on Facebook when I came up with revolution is inevitable. When that show was streamed, because they all, if they don't watch it now, they watch it after, they watch my streams after. Some of them sleep in, that I know, but because they sleep in, it is not appropriate for me to mention their names. They sleep in to watch it. Those that I can mention their names, I call them out. Those that are working for them, who wants to post rubbish on my wall, I shout them and I tell them to check themselves out, because it might be too hot for them. But when their bosses are inside, I'm not scared of them. Sule Lamido, after hashtag revolution is inevitable in Nigeria, came out and spit fire to tell Nigerians that Nigeria cannot break up. That they, the elite up there, are so united in their business empire called Nigeria. That who will break up Nigeria? Nigeria is too weak. He claimed, who will break Nigeria up? Is it the Igbo organizer or the Yoruba kerosene seller in Lagos, or the Okada man in Delta State, or the palm wine tapper in Ondo State? He said Nigerians, Lamido said Nigerians don't have the capacity. He said it emphatically. I'm not misquoting Sule Lamido. This was what he said. And they can never dispute it because they were all in print. It was in print. I'm not making up story against Sule Lamido. He said the poor people, they don't have the capacity to unite because the poor people of Nigeria are burdened by poverty. He told them to their face that they, the elite, the Jagabans, the Nasiru El-Rufais, the Obani Koros, the Fasholans, and all them lot, he said they've taken away the dignity of the common man, their self-esteem, their pride. They've taken away their pride. They've taken away their self-worth. So how will they organize when everything is taken away from them, when they are nobody? When they say that to your face, what do? That is who, one of them they use, but he never saw COVID-19 coming up in 2020, and now he's referring to the same elections. Nobody was asking him about the elections. That's why I said it is going to be hot, guys. Let's go back. Let's go there. It's getting interesting. Listen.
Kò lè gba 8.5 lórí èlò. Ó yẹ kó provide nǹkan kékeré fún àwọn masses tá a máa jẹ. Wọ́n provide wa wọ́n ní pé ká dúró sílé. A kò lè wà indoor láìsí kankan.
Now she's complaining that government is not providing them the basic amenities, food and everything that they needed, and they want them to stay at home. They've got children at home to feed. Just like we are having to do the same thing here in England. The last time Lizzie Azu was actually, Lizzie Azu, you posted that everything that you lot bought is already finished, and that the way everybody's eating, wow, you were saying you were going to go into the shop to restock, that the fridge is empty. Thank God we are here. See, when we look at people like this woman as well, and the previous guy, and everyone featured here in this Orotonlo words going round, you see, these market women, they all are market women in Lagos. And people like Bola Ahmed Tinubu target these market women. And these market women, they give them their uniform for the APC rally and the rest of it. They pack them from their market onto the rally. They give them maybe 1,500 or 2,000 max, 5,000 naira for the day. They are at the rally. They are market people. They are the first target. They are probably one of those that equally plunged themselves into the fine mess that they are today, rather than engage someone that will bring decency into their lives. Opt out for trader money. Coronavirus is now exposing them one by one. That's why it is COVID-19 exposes Nigeria. Is coronavirus not exposing all of them now? Yes, COVID-19 is doing that, because these guys never saw today that COVID-19 will eat up Nigeria the way it's never eaten up Nigeria. None of those vagabonds leaders ever thought COVID-19 could come up and eat them all up today. Let's roll it. You see, this news of a handful of us in the Western world going around that the government is providing us with food, everything to eat, and the rest of it, why are they not providing them the same thing? The government is only providing those that are vulnerable. The stimulus package the government promised is not felt yet. You have to have your own food in the house. See, they're not packaging the right information through to them. Or what the package to them is that government is giving everybody money abroad to feed. No. What I have worked for in the last 4 weeks is what I am still living on up till today. The food I've got in the house is what I am still living on today. So sad indeed, Bahif Barbara Abike Epperson, that these people are now comparing us with them. Boris Johnson will not go around campaigning to anyone in this country to give them money or handout. Jeremy Corbyn, don't do that. We want to know exactly what our politicians want to do in terms of education and health. We want to know exactly what their policies are in terms of what concerns each and every community, and that's why you've got your own local MP representing you at the parliament. During the last general election, I watched with keen interest as Godson Azul, Lizzie Azul's husband, campaigned vigorously and robustly for their local Conservative MP up in Peterborough in Cambridgeshire. Very proud, because I'm a very proud Conservative as well. And in my own way too, online, I did my own best too for Boris Johnson, because I wanted him to be the Prime Minister at the end of the day. It is not so. Boris, my prayers and our prayers should still be with the Prime Minister, because he's been diagnosed of COVID-19 positive. He's going to be okay. I'm very certain. Nothing is going to happen to him. And all our leaders here in England, Prince Charles, nothing is going to happen to these guys, because they meant well for humanity. They meant well for their own people. They're not like those shitholes that you have there. And COVID-19 will kill each and every one of them. It is my prayer. They will never survive it. If anyone pray that they should survive it, if you pray for any of those leaders who plunged Nigeria into mess to survive COVID-19, your life will go with COVID-19 too. That's it. See, they're now complaining after they've been messed up. Boris Johnson said he wants to end Brexit, and we all wanted Brexit to end, and he ended it. Who knows whether coronavirus... You see, nobody's talking about Brexit. The European Parliament they're not even talking about Brexit anymore. Who knows whether COVID-19 is blessings from God for Boris Johnson concerning Brexit and the European Union. Maybe that time that they were expecting, according to them, at the European Parliament, it's definitely gone now. And when COVID-19 is off the ground, maybe it will be a safe landing ground for Boris Johnson. And at the same time, COVID-19 will expose your own country. It's already exposing them anyway. But they can't get away, because now they can't fly anywhere in the world. They have to stay in their own country. Yeah, they have to stay in their country for medical treatment. No country wants to take them in. So let me tilt the camera around again so that we know exactly what is going on in Orotondo again. You see, that's the woman. She's a market woman. And now, a handful of them complaining. You see? Sanitizer, they're not giving them. Food, they're not giving them. What, anything. They want them to be locked at home. They're now begging. They're now begging the government to give them something. If some of them are not in the market, they can't eat. The children are at home on holiday. What they will eat, they can't find. They are hungry. They are hungry, begging the government.
Sanwo-Olu, nítorí pé a rí pé ó káràmásìkì nípa nǹkan tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n tí mo rí níbẹ̀ ni pé a rí pé wọ́n ní sí pé ká gbogbo àjókòó sílé. Lóòótọ́ ni. Báyé jókòó sílé yẹn náà ó dáa. Ṣùgbọ́n kí ni àwọn táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba fẹ́ jẹ? Ebi ti ń pa wá.
They say we're back to the same thing. See, maybe these are some of the people they are using in elections, and now everything is now bouncing back. COVID-19 exposes Nigeria. See?
Lóòótọ́ ó ń jìjà fún pé kó má ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn àtàwọn iṣẹ́ ìjọba kí la fẹ́ jẹ kán ṣàánà wa náà.
Most ìwà àtàwọn ìtajà ètò yìí àwa là ń bọ́ wọn là ń bọ́kọ̀ là ń sanwó lé.
See, this one is saying she's the one feeding the husband, the children. See, all these market women, they are the ones that Bola Tinubu and all the politicians are using. Look. You see? You see? They're not selling. Hand sanitizers, they have to pay. Everything. Please have mercy on the poor. Begging to have mercy on the poor. You see, they created this mess for themselves. All the things that these rich men will eat is already in their houses. So they don't have any problem. See, but these guys are not looking at the future, but we're only looking at what they will eat. You see? Look at this woman very well. Look at this woman very well. You see? Their own children enjoying in the AC. You see? Let me quickly just that woman, for your information, she's terribly angry. She's terribly angry that the children of the rich and the famous are not going through the sufferings that they and their children are going through. That was what she was saying. And then she then elaborated more to tell the whole world that the likes of Bola Tinubu, Aliko Dangote, Fayemi, and those prominent politicians, that their parents too were not rich. But the system provided the opportunity for their parents to make them get to the place they got to today. So they don't really want their own children to get to where they get to. See, this is now boiling down to what I said. When you look at Ajimobi, when you look at Bola Tinubu, when you look at MKO Abiola and Obasanjo, had the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo was a greedy bastard at the time, then we won't have prominent Yoruba leaders that the Western region educated for the benefit of its own region. Not only that, when it comes to education in the Western region, because Nigeria was part of the federating unit called Nigeria at the time, before Gowon came to dismantle that federating unit and then created that unitary system that he brought. If a Yoruba man happens to be in the West, living, trading in the West, you will get the same quality education. If an Igbo man, to which there are plenty of the Igbo people in the Southwest, they thrive with their commerce. Their children were equally educated in the Southwest. The Northerners, the same. The same education that Western region created. So long as you are there, you are part of that federating unit, you will be guided and you will be educated under the same system. And that was why Western Nigeria was able to produce the likes of Chief Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu from the West, educated in the Southwest, dethroned Emir of Kano, educated in the West, in the Southwest. So many of them, too many in the Southwest, because the educational system in the Southwest was robust. It was only later that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe then started to build a similar robust education in the East. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe should have done exceedingly great if not for the intervention of the Fulanis in the north. But then again, I don't blame Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. He was born in Zungeru, so he's part Igbo, part Hausa. He was. Now, this woman who perhaps did not see COVID-19 in 2020 sold her conscience, sold her rights, sold her thumb in replacement for a token that's now a burden on her and her children. And that will then continue to spill like that, like a generational curse, because she made the wrong decision. That's why COVID-19 is now exposing Nigeria, and it will expose Nigeria big time. They ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen nothing. Let's carry on. I told you guys. Oh, God help us. I told you. Let's listen again.
àwọn náà àtàpátá dìde ni ẹ jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ tiwa náà ẹ̀fẹ̀ kan dìde torí bí tá ti máa bọ́ wọn rèé o ẹ tún.
Now she's saying that those people such as Ajimobi and the rest of them, their father were not popular, they don't have cars, but now that they've got the opportunity, they are riding cars, that they don't want to give their own children the opportunity to get to the top, to ride cars the way they are in the same position. But then and again, come off it. You created the same environment. Even if you don't, you must have assisted them because you are a market woman. And market women are those that the politicians used, and that's why Bola Ahmed Tinubu installed her daughter as the Iyaloja of Lagos, a small girl. So by installing her daughter as the Iyaloja of Lagos, you see all these market women, they've been conquered. Let's listen.
Look,
at this is another one here. Now, this guy in red, his picture is going to come live. Yeah, this guy in red that you are looking at. Now, this guy came up and then said he happens to be a carpenter, making sitting wood for most of those market women, selling clothes. You can see all the fabrics there, and that he happens to be a lawyer, and that he's a graduate of the law school, and there's no job for him. Well, I don't really know the type of university or the school he went to be trained as a lawyer, and in a country like Nigeria he's unable to practice law. I don't really think so, and I don't believe whatever this guy is saying, because if truly he's been through the walls of the university to be trained as a lawyer, perhaps perhaps if he's bright enough, he can still smuggle himself into any of the law chambers in Nigeria, because I've seen many people who read law, and despite the fact that they've not been called to the bar, they can be legal assistants with some lawyers, and from there they can grow. So, but I doubt it. But this guy happens to me, this is my own perception, the way I see it. He's probably one of the touts and the thugs of the APC in Lagos. And see, I don't know, for one reason or the other, I'm not just comfortable with those people that are putting up their anger and then expressing their vengeance over the airwaves on Orotondo, the words going around in this program. I'm not really, I don't really have any mercy for these people, probably because it was shot in the marketplace, and the marketplace for me is a place that in Lagos, for instance, is one area that I look and I see Bola Ahmed Tinubu's handwork, because he's in control of all the marketplaces. Okay, let's listen to this chap with what he's saying. Listen. He said he's hungry, and he said it's not poor. You see, he's mentioning Oshibado. He's asking for 20,000. See, these are the people that will say ta-tra-ta-ta-tra-ta-tra-ta. You see that? You see? If they are not in the market, they won't eat. They said they don't have corona. They said they should not lock down the market. You see, America, they give them money. You see? Corona. So they're claiming that there is no coronavirus in Nigeria. What they will eat is what they are looking for. If they don't go to the market today, they won't eat. Abroad, they give them money. You are not giving us money.
Though it's a good idea, but about another country that is something of that nature. One make provisions for our citizens. I get it. This token amount of one, then won't provide unje. But I'm bad when you are controlled, like provide unje, like provide owo. Bound as you feel bound in your mouth, coach will everybody in salary and us. I will cover the business, no she. And unje what only need a day will long determine buying survive. So you know when you buy about the share, expect my drug silly. So my difficult for one to control, we can draw silly, let's take care.
You know, you can for get.
You see, all of them are making reference to abroad, that they give them money abroad to eat. You see? You see? You see? Abroad, that the coronavirus started, they give them money, but here in Nigeria, they're not giving us anything. They should give us something that is handy enough. You see? You see? She said corona does not catch, it's not with her, not with her children. Oh dear. With 5 children? 400,000. Can you imagine? 400,000. They said that's exactly what they've packaged to them, that we are being paid 400,000. If they are not providing, that means their children will resort to stealing. Oh dear. Can you imagine? Ah dear. I said to myself, I have to play you guys that tape, because that is the lies that's been packaged to Nigerians, that we are paid 400,000 naira a month to live whilst coronavirus is ravaging everywhere in Europe. That's the lies that they've been told. See, the Gutley then is that. That's what you gathered. It is terrible. It is terrible. I'm going to, because I've got few stuff to show you guys, so I'm going to to take you through another one here, and this one. Where is it? I think let me check it up from here, from the top. Okay, I'll check it from the top. So that is the third one. Now I think that's the fourth one. So let me go back to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's see this. I'm going to show you this one. Right, I'm going to tilt the camera around, and you're going to see how Nigeria is today. You can see that. I want you to watch this clip. Now, this is fumigation of the streets in one of the streets in Nigeria. But you look at that. Look at the man in orange. You see? Look at. Nigeria is done. Look at the way they are fumigating this. Let's play that again. Look at. Look at. Let me play that again so that you guys, this is really funny. Look at. That is that one. Now, I want to play you this one to see how things were in a civilized environment.
I left Britain about a month and a half ago
Listen.
I left Britain about a month and a half ago to get to Hubei province in China, and at the time I thought this was a really stupid decision. So I did not expect the situation that we're in now, that actually Wuhan is safer than Britain. How has China taken control of this crisis? Well, I've been living in Shanghai with Wu Ming for the last 3 weeks. I want to show you a bit of an insight into life here in China at the moment. And in particular, 3 things the Chinese government have done to control the crisis I think would be pretty hard in Britain. It's not all sunshine and daffodils. I'll talk a bit about the darker side at the end of the video. The Chinese government collect an immense amount of data about their citizens, and they're using it in novel ways to tackle the coronavirus.
See?
Every time Wu Ming and I want to leave the apartment complex, she's got to scan her face.
Listen to that.
And those images, as well as the images from all the CCTV cameras in China, of which there are about 200 million, are fed into a central database and then analysed using machine learning. So it means basically if you're in sight of a camera of about 5 on this crossroads, then it's likely that the Chinese government have analysed your face and knows where you are. Another big source of data is the WeChat app. You might have heard of it. So that's WeChat, it's social media and your debit card all rolled into one super app.
Everything rolled into one. You see how camera is
so the state know where
marking
you are,
everyone
what
on
you
the street
and what you're saying to friends.
In China.
That's just the status quo, and the Chinese people generally know about this. The images you see are actually from the state media. So they're using this data to try the highest tech epidemic control ever
academic control.
So if you get ill in China and you go to a hospital, the hospital will register with the authorities, and the authorities will pull your name down from this big database.
Can you see that?
And they have an algorithm that will be able to tell you,
can you see?
All the different places that you've been to in the last 14 days and all the last 14 days you might have been in contact with.
Yes.
So
I want you to underscore that. The people you've had contact with in the last 14 days.
14 days.
14 days.
That you were next to on the flight, they now have to self.
Yes, let me spin the camera round now. You see, China. The Nigerian government, they're struggling with how they can contact those people that they were looking for. The 4,370 people they suspected are COVID-19 positive. And they have to rely, they're begging Nigerians that if they know of any of those people, they should report them. Lai Mohammed actually came up with those figures. And with the figure that they came up with, I was able to extrapolate on those figures to tell them that it's going to get serious. But they are looking at several millions of people. Perhaps in the next 1 month that will be COVID-19 positive. To which I made it know the greatest hurdle are those living in the slum. How will the authorities in Nigeria handle the pandemic with those that live in the slum? China can trace, they can track everyone that you've had contacts with in the last 14 days. It is not so. When? See, the question we should ask ourselves without fear or favor is, how long has it taken China to build on such super technology that they are able to track in no time everyone in their country? They don't need to beg anyone. They've got you. I'll tell you how that happened. Because I was at the London College of Printing at the time, and we did quite a lot of research, especially in book publishing and technology, because technology, the printing and the publishing industry, take it or you leave it, dictates and reshape the way information is passed on around the whole world. So the printing and the publishing industry happens to be the driving industry that is driving technology to its extreme. I told you a guy who delivered a lecture to us in my second year of the degree, of the publishing degree at the London College of Printing, a guy called John Backenshaw, who happens to be a research fellow at PIRA here in England, the Printing Industry Research Association. He was the man. John Backenshaw was the man who discovered laser beam in the world. And he told us in 1996, the very year I was nominated and I picked up the highest award in the printing and publishing industry, the George Goodman's Award, that same year. He said, where technology was in 1996, that we thought at the time technology was changing everything, the way we access information, the way we deliver information, because in 1996, CD-ROM was just a new emerging technology, obviously due to the laser beam that is used in reading all the data from CD-ROM. You all will remember Microsoft Encarta 95. Yeah, where a whole library was stored on a CD-ROM. At that time, the world was changing from telex to telefax to facsimile machine. The world was changing into a dial-up technology to which your computer has got a modem, to which if you need to send a fax and if you need to access the internet on through your telephone line, dial-up, it will make and you hear the modem. I've developed along the line with technology, but then that technology, according to John Birkinshaw, it's like the technology is here. This is where the technology is going, at the top of my hand, and this is where technology is. He said, look, it is here, but this is where we are at the bottom end. And he assured us, by the time technology explodes on humans, that means the beast has arrived. You ain't seen anything yet. They're already giving you the picture of the futuristic world to which cars will be flying round corners and everything. It's going to happen. Perhaps COVID-19 is going to pave the way for that technology. Perhaps the 5G speed is going to provide that. Because as at that time, 1996, all the technology that are unfolding up till today, they've been down since 1996. They're just releasing them one after the other, one by one, one by one. That's why each and every year you see different technology coming out. Different programs, different oracles been written, different algorithm. That's why China was nowhere in 1996. And I remembered in one of my projects, I think it was my integrated assignment in my second year. Integrated project. The project that will determine whether you will go into the final year. They called it integrated project. And that, because my lecturer at the time that supervised my integrated assignment wanted me to look into that aspect of technology and the emerging Chinese market in the book publishing industry and its effect on copyright. Superb work and assignment that I did. I predicted one thing for China, because China never had that technology, because China continued to send all their children abroad to England, to Europe, to America to be educated in most of the Ivy League universities. In every area, fashion, engineering, technology, computing, science, nuclear physics, everything. One thing I predicted, by the time China is ready, Nigeria was far ahead of China in the 60s. I made it known, even in book publishing. In textbook provision, 1979, Nigeria was far ahead of China, in as much as the Chinese were good with printing. But in terms of delivering text in printed form, they had problems. I made emphasis to Nigeria, the problem with Nigeria in our textbook, the academics, the brain, everything out there. The problem is with the population of the Nigerian children that are in the primary school, secondary school, and tertiary institutions. The Nigerian government will be unable to cope with the printing of materials to educate the Nigerian children. One, because electricity is not stable. Two, all the printing machines and the printing process to print those educational materials through the 3 different process of printing: letterpress, offset, and gravure, are not there. The teachers, the lecturers to write those books are there, but the technology and any other thing to use are not there. So Nigeria will still have to rely on the Western world. China, I predicted it. They don't have any of those. But with the emerging technology, China is going to capitalize on the emerging technology. But because China has been down, China will use technology to pull itself up. And that was exactly right with my predictions. That assignment was looked at by many of the publishing and printing schools around the world. I tell you, that piece of assignment, of that integrated assignment, went round the world, went round to Rochester Institute in the United States, the best printing school in the world. I am a product of the 2nd best printing school in the world, London College of Printing. Went to Germany, the 3rd best printing school in the world, and then came back to London. China utilized technology, and then they were right on top. Now look, this was Nigeria, this was China before. But when technology exploded, China took advantage of technology. Chinese, they don't even have telephones. Nigerians, they had telephones, telegraph. As at the early 80s, China does not have IDD, International Direct Dialing. Nigerians, they had it. Many countries of the world will have to go through their telephone exchange for that exchange to get them access to phone outside. But some homes in Nigeria, they've got the IDD. Many businesses in Nigeria, they've got the IDD. At ICIC Directory Publishers, Yellow Pages, where I worked those days, those years, we had IDD. That if I need to speak to abroad, straight, all I need is go through the secretary to tell Chief Adeyemi's secretary that was on this show the last time that, hey, Mama T, please get me this number in England. China never had that opportunity, but technology came. This was Nigeria, this was China. Technology came, late 90s. China just came like that. First leveled with Nigeria, and then piam, through technology. That's why. And you look at your shithole, and you think I am stupid for telling you that that is a shithole. I'm not stupid. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Ayogundimo, one question is 5G dangerous to health? We all know that. The heavy metal I told you I was breathing out there, they're already releasing the 5G speed, and that is the metal. Maybe COVID-19 in conjunction with the 5G metal, the speed at which the 5G will operate. That is the metal that is burning out in the atmosphere. That speed is an incredible speed. 4G, the human body and the cells in our body can accommodate the 4G speed, but the 5G, boy, if you're not sound, in fact, those who are sound in health will see their health deteriorate with the 5G speed. Ibel Kalu said, let them leave. We don't need too many people here, but reasonable ones. I'm not even looking at all their comments. Val Ojo, this is a very vital part of the show. I'm surprised to see people leaving. Emeka Izenyi, we're using fiber optic system now in Trinidad and Tobago, which is 5G. Yeah, there is fiber optic system. The fiber optic cable is underneath the 5G speed. No, the fiber optics speed will not be able to match the 5G speed. The fiber optics cable, say fiber optics is basically light, because I treated that technology also in 1997, and in fact that revolved around my major project, in that the title of that project was Publishers Bring Prepress In-House. See, and fiber optics was part of one of those areas, although fiber optics was new at the time. And you see, the guy that actually worked with the BT on fiber optics happens to be one of my lecturer at the London College of Printing, Dr. Phil Green. Phil Green took us partially in computer technology with Dr. Colin Parson. It was shared between those two. So Phil Green looked into that area of the computer technology and how the printing and the publishing industry can utilize the computer technology to better enhance the delivery of information to many different parts of the world. And fiber optics was one of the emerging technology at the time, and it is basically light. Instead of carrying information on the normal copper cable that slows to deliver information, so fiber optics is light bouncing. It is light bouncing like this, and the moment that light continues to bounce like that to receive the same information at the other end, you receive a perfect undistorted information. So fiber optics is, anytime you hear fiber optics, it is still cable, but the cable is a special cable to which it is light bouncing. So light is the carrier of the information. And where does that comes from? That comes from the definition in physics. That's from physics. Light travels in a straight line, but this time they've made it in such a way that it is bounding as if it is a frequency. Yeah, because I know most of all this technology, at the end of the day, we just don't write or, they teach us all about them. We go into the lab, we see this technology, in its real application. See, when I was in Nigeria, when I was in secondary school, one of my favorite topics in physics was optics, then followed by mechanics, electricity, magnetism, but I wasn't really into it. But optics and mechanics, I love those two topics very well. And in optics, I knew everything about, because optics, since that topic happens to be one of my very favorite topic in physics, I only knew that definition. See, like I said to you, my father described me, and most of my lecturers too, all those who I must have gone through their hands as a student, they always describe me as the man with the magnetic brain. That's how they describe me, because I can easily grasp things, and the moment I grasp that thing is registered permanently in my brain. And those two laws, the very first time I'll see the actual application of those two laws was at the London College of Printing in 1995. The two laws of reflection and refraction of light. The two laws of reflection. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lie in the same plane. That's the first law. The second law, the angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. Those two laws, I saw its application for the first time in camera operating at the London College of Printing. And those two laws as well, I saw the application of the laws in scanning, graphic and color reproduction using the Crossfield MagnaScan. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lie in the same plane. The angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. Camera work. The lights facing the original copy on the copy holder on the camera. You have to calculate, and that's when the lens formula is then used. 1 over u plus 1 over v equals to 1 over f. The u is the object distance from the lens. The v is the image distance from the lens. The f is the focal point of the lens. Sometimes you'll get the image distance. Most of the time you get the image distance and you get the object distance, but you don't know the focal length. That is the aperture that you will need to expose the original copy from the copy holder with the correct exposure, because the light that is reflecting on the copyboard from the angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. It's a transmission of light that will strike the emulsion of the film. They only taught me all those things, and I crammed them and then poured them down in my WASC and in my GCE ordinary level and got good grades, but I was only opportune to see those application here in London. God bless Her Majesty the Queen. And guess what? I never even used my own money to educate myself. The Queen provided me the money. The Queen, Her Majesty, gave me that free money, fed me, paid my tuition fees, gave me money to feed, and then my children too. So how will God not bless Her Majesty? How will I not continue to say, God bless you, ma'am? And then continue to curse those people? And here I am. The Queen, Her Majesty, gave me that opportunity for those lecturers to open up my brain and then for me to see what I was unable to see before, only to better humanity. And for a country like that shithole to benefit, but they cannot tap onto it. And you think God will bless them? No. Bless all those leaders. They're all cursed. And I will continue to curse them. You see why I continue to say God bless Her Majesty? Ayogundimu, you raised that question of the 5G. That was why I had to go into that. Lizzie Azu, it's not just only Vodafone. All the networks are involved. It's not just one. Cordelia Eze said, this is why Biafra must be restored. Cause we have those techs in the land. Yes. Dri. The only remedy is for that zoo country to break up. It will. Osaro Nojimo. You said, sir, you mean they want to kill humans in the world? Not kill humans, but depopulate. And if you're not very... I think eventually humans will begin to readjust very gradually, and you might see a new evolution of human species coming up. Because look at it this way. Somebody whose cells are already contaminated with those radiation. Imagine the children they will bring back into the world, because they've altered the original cells in your body and then replaced it with poisoned lead or metal. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. Charles Assad. I've seen everything about the 5G speed that you can think of. Cordelia Eze replied, Osaro, see Bill Gates' video for depopulation. Yes, they've been working on that depopulation for a very long time. Bill Gates never hidden his own depopulation agenda. It's been on since Henry Kissinger's days when he was Secretary of State. Yeah, it's been on. Depopulation's been on since Henry Kissinger. Make no mistakes. Lizzie Azu said, let's leave the revolution aspect to the corner. Let's concentrate on saving people first. If the whole Nigeria goes, what's the point of revolution? That's a very good point. Jocelyn Noah. Yeah, it's been on for a long time. See, they just did not know how to deliver their agenda on the population, and they were looking for the right time. It does not matter, it's been on. I knew it's been on. I knew about this long time. See, that's why, you see, my people perish because they lack knowledge. Where people are supposed to go to seek knowledge, they're not. They're busy going, Nigerians are busy going to parties, doing all sorts of things, but see, clever people that want to reshape and destroy them continue to document how they want to destroy them, but they're not seeing it. That's the most painful thing. When you are gifted and when you are into research, investigation, you don't watch television. I don't have television at home because I read a lot. I read quite a lot, and I do a lot of investigation too. Now, if I read a lot and I do a lot of investigation, what time have I got to watch TV? No, I don't watch TV. I don't have TV. And when you look at people like Bill Gates and rich people, they don't watch TV. They don't. Because you've just said that, actually, let me see if I can get onto a particular stuff and then play you some of those things that actually motivated me time after time. Let me see if I can quickly just get hold of it. I know I saw it somewhere. I'm not too sure whether it is here. Let me see here. Let me see. Can it be here? Let me see. I wanted to save it for you guys, but that was one of those few stuff that normally motivates me, and I think I'll look for it for the next show for you guys. I'll play it, and if I played out that clip for you, perhaps that would change those who want to go into self-employment. That would change everything for you, because that changed everything for me. Lizzie Azu said, yes, you're right, Mr. Frank. You did that at the university too. See? Osaru Nojim. Lizzie Azu said she did networking and programming at uni, so she knew exactly what I was talking about. Dri, the UK government are still debating on the 5G fiber in Westminster in regards to China. Yeah, the UK is working in collaboration with the United States because the 5G is about a tussle between China and the US. The US does not want China to be at the leading edge of that 5G revolution, because the country that's got the keys to the 5G will rule the world. And America is trying to stop China, hence the Wuhan COVID-19. Yeah, Gottlieb Denizard said she did physics as well, so you knew exactly what I was talking about. See, definitions that's been in my brain. Not only that, you know, we've got too many definitions in chemistry as well. The boys in Charles' law, everything. God, we like to cram. Nigeria. Lizzie Azu said it's amazing from almost being a pilot to IT and then now. Yes, I wanted to be a pilot too. Yesterday I was watching 2 Kenyan pilots as they lifted their 747 off ground from Schiphol Airport on YouTube. I think I'm going to, one of the things I want to treat myself very soon is on my birthday. I'm going to and maybe after COVID-19, maybe next year, if I'm still alive, I'm going to treat myself to the the BA flight simulator. Yeah. Then feel the real thing. It's like the real thing. Vladimir Putin will never allow 5G in Russia. I like that, man, you know. Ifeanyi Francis Nwankwo, you said, I'm right. Fiber optics communication is based on the principle of total internal reflection in physics. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks. Lizzie said she loved computer technology and electronics. She's the electrician of the house. Yes, we like to do this at the end of our show, go through all the comments, and yeah. Yeah. Joseph Okechukwu. Yeah, I think I've seen, yeah, Joseph Okechukwu, yes. Yeah, Joseph Okechukwu, I know that Igbo guy, yeah. I see most of his stuff. I think I follow him as well on Facebook, and I get more, yeah, he's superb. I think he's based in the United States. Jocelyn Noah. I see most of his stuff. Yeah, political science to physics. Okay, Lizzie said her dissertation, programming codes behind the National Lottery. Wow. I beg. If you know that programming code, so why don't you use that code now? Lizzie, I know everything. I know the National Lottery operates with a code. Osaru Nojin is saying the people that are supposed to develop Nigeria are wizards, but those damn bastards will not allow the crop of Nigerians that are wizards to go in and help that nation develop. Cordelia Eze said she needs to win the Euro Millions for Biafra and Ududua nations. So Lizzie Azu, over to you. Dre said, yes, God save the Queen. You also benefited from Her Majesty's generosity. We all did. See, I think this morning I was on the phone to a very good friend of mine. And that good friend of mine, I want to share exactly one of the wisdoms that came out of my father to me. And I want you to please carry this wisdom on board, because it's helped me a lot. And this is based on exactly what Dre just posted, that yes, God save Her Majesty the Queen, that he also benefited from Her Majesty's generosity, just like I do and many of us did. You see, my father told me that if you are a Nigerian, and I want you to please listen very carefully, and I want you to take this on board. If you are a Nigerian, if you cannot make it as a Nigerian in your country, Nigeria, if you travel to any other parts of the world, because some people are not meant to make it in their country. Some people will have to leave their country to go to other places. That's why I am not against migration. If you should travel to another part of the world, that you then make it. My father told me, Nigeria is only a surrogate country to you. That country you've made your fortune is your country, and as such, your allegiance is to first to that country that you've made everything, and forget about Nigeria as your country. He was right. As for me, I don't know about any other person. My allegiance first is to Her Majesty, the British government. That's for me. I don't know about any other person, because my father told me that, and I want you lot to take that on board. Because take for instance, that's why I'm looking at, you see, when we look into the issue of breaking up Nigeria into Oduduwa Republic, Biafra Republic, Arewa Republic, somebody threw me a question, and I said the issue of nationality and identity comes in. What about, because I have a lot of Igbo friends, guys. I have a lot of Igbo friends. They are Igbo. Their parents are Igbo, original Igbo people. Their parents, they've settled in Lagos or in many other parts of the Southwest, doing their business. Some of my friends were born in Yoruba land. They speak Yoruba far more than myself and many other Yoruba people. They speak Igbo too, but they speak, you can't cheat them. They were born there. They don't know any other place. They only know that they are from the East, but their heart is in the West. Where do you throw such children? Where do you throw such people? Where do you, Oduduwa, throw them? There are some Yorubas, Yoruba men who married Igbo women. They are living in Yoruba land. Where do you want to take? Will you tell the Yoruba man to take the Igbo woman and her children to go to the East? Will you do that? You won't do that. There are Igbo men equally in Lagos that married Yoruba women, and they've got children, and they are in Yoruba land. Where do you want to throw those children? Will you tell the Igbo man to go back to the East with his children? Then the issue of Hausa Fulani people. I told you guys, because of the bitterness and because of that problem they've inflicted on the Southerners, I might not be able to speak for them in that regards. Because number one, that's a bit tough. And that is where our relations with our neighboring countries, such as Arewa Republic, comes in. That foreign relations between Oduduwa Republic and Arewa Republic, how are we going to look into that? based on the current events, experiences of what is happening now, and exactly what transpires in the past will determine how we relate with ourselves in terms of our foreign relations. It's a bitter experience. Already people are asking, who told you to come up with the fact that you worked on the National Lottery's code? You are in trouble, Lizzie. You see, people are already asking you for the code. Bon Michael. Thank you. Thank you. See, Lizzie also said the code comes in the sequence of 1 and 0. What is that? Oracle. Ifa. 1, 0. On, off. Yes, no. And what is that? That is Ifa Oracle. Just Lenoir. I'm taking all your comments and we will be rounding up, guys. Nigerians run away from the internet. That's because the system that are brainwashing them. Loads of comment. Aha, Lizzie is in trouble. Cordelia Eze said you need to have one-on-one chat. You see? Oh yes, I'll listen to Nnamdi Kanu. I think one of Nnamdi Kanu's top man in London is watching the show at the moment. I saw Charles Emeka somewhere earlier on. Yeah, one of Nnamdi Kanu's top guy. Yeah, we humans are batteries. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it must have been updated, yes. Guys, it's been a wonderful wonderful day. Great show on COVID-19 exposes Nigeria. Let's take a break because I will be back and there's a lot more I need to trash out later on in the evening. Let me give others the chance to air theirs as well. So look, guys, let me seize the opportunity again to thank each and every one of you, and let us equally not forget to thank the almighty cherubim and seraphim that's guided us with this uneasy voice to cry and make our supplications to him through holy, 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 because he's the Lord God Sabaoth. Let's give him a thanks. He's appeared to us in a beautiful, mild human form, and let's give him thanks, and let's give him all the honor and all the angels that are with us and let's send them back to the thrones that they came down from. So we thank them. Thank you all for watching this show today. We'll do it again at some point in time later on in the evening. We'll treat something else still on COVID-19 exposing Nigeria. Thank you all. I hope to see you very shortly in the next show. Thanks for watching. You have a great Sunday afternoon. Thank you. God bless you. Goodbye.